Hi, I'm Cornsey, and today I'm playing another older game, Osmos. This game is available on PC and on various mobile platforms, and actually looking at their website, there seems to be a bit more content if you're actually on mobile, which is unusual. So what is this game? Well, you're this kind of, I don't know, like this little cell, and you have to go around and absorb other cells normally, or avoid other cells. Normally, normally the goal of each level is to become the biggest, or to absorb a particular type of enemy. In this case, it's going to be to absorb the attractor at the center, which everyone rotates around in these sort of levels. There are various things, various sorts of levels, and to move, what you do is you have to eject a bit of yourself. So there's quite a lot of momentum mathematics involved. And we'll just see if we can. Oh no! And if you run into something which is bigger than you, it'll absorb you. And if you run into something which is smaller than you, you'll absorb it and get bigger, and so on and so forth. Let's see if we can. So the idea is to get big, then you can absorb everyone else. And if you scroll out, you can see we're rotating around this thing sort of gravitationally. And we're trying to get big, but we're not doing very well at this stage. Come on. Trying to grab this one. Yep. Good, it's good. Do we want to move in? Start grabbing some of these other ones. Yep, so the idea is just to get bigger, and then as you go, you can eject. As you can see, I'm clicking there and ejecting part of myself, which basically speeds me up in that direction as I rotate around this thing over here. And when I'm bigger than it, I'll be able to absorb it and then win the level. And so this is it, and you can hear the music. It's quite relaxing as you sort of float around. It's got a nice little, you can zoom in and zoom out, so there's the whole level. It's quite clear how big you are compared to the others. If you can absorb them, they go blue. If you can't absorb them, they go red, because they're bigger than you, and you can also see just by size. And you just sort of, at the start of the level, it can be quite hectic. So normally during the game, it's quite sort of relaxing and slow as you slowly go through it. But at the beginning of the level, it can be quite hectic, trying to get the size you require basically to get started. And then you can see as I get bigger, my orbit changes. So it's obviously dependent on my mass. And you can speed up time or slow down time. There's slow down time, speed up time, which we don't want to do because we're about to. Let's grab that one. Bring it in. Speed up time a bit. Speed up time a bit. Get bigger. Alright. Now you can see that the internal bit in the center here has gone blue, which means that we're now bigger than it, which means if we run into it, we will absorb it and thus win the level. So now we just need to work out an orbit. Take us into it. There we go. That should take us into the attractor as we slow down. What I did was I basically just ejected stuff to slow us down so we get more and more attracted to the center. Yep, done. And as you can see, as it got smaller, the force of it exerted on all the others ended, and everything just sort of flies out to the red bit, which is the Z zone. It's quite well done in that if it's red, don't go near it. If it's blue, do go near it. That's basically the game, and then just one button click to eject, a bit of yourself and make yourself smaller, and move towards, I'll show you another one, and move towards the opposite direction to where you eject stuff. So basically you can see, I don't know if you can see in the center, there's this little crosshair. When you click it, a bit comes out from where the crosshair is, so you move in the opposite direction. So if I'm over here and click, it would move in this direction up here. Hopefully you can see that. So yeah, it's often the game of when you start. I'm desperately trying to get big. You can see it at the start. Oh, I'm dead. Everything. Everything's bigger than you. Ah, no. What I need to do is move over this way direction quickly before those two join, which I probably can't do. That was just too fast. So for a game which at the beginning you need to often start again, it does take a little bit of time to start up. It would be nicer if starting a game was quicker. That wasn't worth it. Okay, here we go. After a little bit of time, if you're lucky, you get big enough, and then you're running things. There's a big boy on the block, and ah! And then someone comes a bigger boy on the block. Yeah. So the starting conditions can be randomized. If you hit Alt R, it'll all randomize the start. On it. Yep, got it. So now we're getting bigger. Okay. Ooh, the inside looking a bit big. Yep. So now we've got to get bigger than it quickly. I'm sure I'm going to do. Yep, no, it's got us. So yeah, I'll see if I'll play one of the. Oh no! So you can randomize it. So basically, it starts at random again. Because it's very. I mean, there's a big random number generator effect on the game. In that, yeah, depending on how things are laid out, it can be incredibly hard at the start. So you can randomize it and start it all again. Hopefully that makes it a bit easier. Oh, there's an dim type which is smaller than me, so it should be a little worried. Okay, so now we can see we're the biggest thing here. So now we can speed up time a bit, and we should just get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's pretty much how it works. Once you're big, you're pretty much indestructible, and you're going to win. It's very much biggest person on the block wins the game. And often you sort of end up in this sort of state here where you're just sort of slowly bouncing around. So this thing's going to try and avoid me now because I'm bigger than it. And you can, I don't know if you saw what I did there, I actually bounced off the wall to speed myself up, but did it in a way such that the bits that came out of me bounced back onto me. So, I'll show you here, this, when I hit back onto this, that just absorbed it and I became bigger. Yeah, so that's basically how the game works. I'll show you one of the other levels, because there's 3 types of level in the PC version of the game, but in the mobile version of the game, apparently there's more versions, more ways of, more types of level. Whereas in this version, there's just the 3 types. So the types being ones where there's big attractors, so it's like a little black hole that you're circling around. And there's this level, these types of levels, where there's some sort of other AI enemy or creature that you have to normally absorb. In this case, there's one of these. And then there's the third sword, which is the ambient sword, and that is got it. So it's just a matter of time once you're big. So let's go back to the main menu, and the third one is the ambient ones over here, and they're more about just growing as big, and there's not much growing as big as you can, and there's not much on them. There's 42 levels, and it's very interesting to note when I looked at it that there's a huge drop off. So this sort of inner 4 here I consider the tutorial levels. 70% of people on Steam who have this game have got those 4, have done these 4. And so there's one level, and then you can see there's 2 sub levels here, and there's 2 sub levels and 2 sub levels. So there's these 8 sort of beginner levels. 68% have done those, but then you look at those who've done the next 3 out, so the next 9, 10. There's only 14%. There's a huge drop off. That's because it does get quite hard, and if you're not lucky at the start, you're just going to lose. So here's one. This is quite hard. This is my last one to get that to join those 14%. And the idea is you have to get to be the biggest in this, and obviously, as you can see, you start off very small. So how are we going to do that? I think we need to open up some space. Here I'm just trying to sort of thread the needle, trying to move these other ones away, because the other ones, if they get I'm not sure that's entirely worked in my favour. So now I have a bit of space, but that really hasn't done me anything. This is a really hard level. I haven't come close to managing this level. So if we speed up time, we can see this one. Move over. Speed up time. This one's going to. Oh no! The idea was that as this one touched this one, it would shrink. At some point, we could grab some of it, but obviously I've got that wrong. Yeah. So these are sort of more sort of puzzle layers. If we go back out to the main menu. You have the puzzle sort of just get big puzzle layers over here. We have the deal with an enemy AI over here, and then over here we have this sort of more sort of looping around, working out the physics of an orbit ones here. And I think it's really clever. It's a reasonably relaxing game once you get past at the beginning of each level. There's a bit of what's going on scramble, and then it becomes quite relaxing. So it's a bit of a split. I mean, it would be nice if it was one feeling all the way through rather than a scramble and then a relax. Or, it would be, if it was consistent, I think that would make it better. But it's still not a bad little game. And the music's not bad. And the music works quite well when you speed it up or slow it down. They've obviously been quite clever with that. And it does get quite hard quite quickly. There's about 40, 50 levels on the PC version. Should be enough to keep you occupied for some time. And it's been bundled, so you can probably find it around quite cheaply. Yeah, I like it. It's an interesting game. And I'll no, that's not where that. Let's go out to one of these other ones. This ambient, become huge. Ooh, yeah, that's fine. So another puzzle one. So this one we're going to do by so that should spread them out. As you can see, basically I put one into each and then sped up time, and you can see that they're expanding out, spreading space, so then I can go through the gap, because I couldn't have gone through the gap before. Now I should be able to go through the gap. Get this one, yeah. So it's not a consistent game in that the feeling between the different levels feels quite different. But it's definitely an interesting game. And this is I'm playing this at fast speed right now, so to give you an idea of how fast a game it is, which is not. It's a very slow game. Very slow game, as you can see by the fact that this is fast speed and it still feels slow. If you're used to first-person shooters, this is not the game for you. Alright, well, I'm just going to finish off this level. So, bye, and yeah. See you later.